friends, welcome to my channel. If you have been here before, then this is going to be a continuing saga, and you know that this is the time of the month where I try on and kind of review all the finished pieces of jewelry that I've made, and it's quite a lot, and that is saying something because again, if you've already known my backstory, then you know I have a disabled child, and so I'm gonna tell this for new people because new people join us every week. I have a disabled child, and we both got the flu 2 months ago at the hospital getting an infusion for his condition. And in the middle of our flu, he had some other issues, and he was in the hospital again, released, then back to Gainesville to that hospital. And now we've been sent back to the hospital. So another week for me sitting in a chair by his bed, and now we're at specialists. We're released now because I'm home and we're at specialists. And so, you know, I look a little tattered, feel a little tattered because I am. Not enough rest and not enough time at home and getting behind on things. And I am also wearing a lot of jewelry that doesn't match because I've made so much and I want to share it with you. But I'm going to back up a little bit because when I did my try on last month, I forgot to share something with you guys. And it kind of, going back to the hospital, reminded me that I did not share it with you. So I have done 2 videos on making beaded pins, and I've done all these ones. So these are the commercially made ones that you can buy and then just stack your beads on and screw the tops on. And I've show how to kind of choose your beads and some tips and tricks for the holes and that kind of thing. But then I did a video on buying the empty pin cartridges and beading just the cartridges. So the entire length of the pen is beaded. And these make wonderful gifts, but that reminded me of the hospital because I brought almost every single one that I had made up that I had done for the video, and I'd done a couple for my friends, and I put them in organza gift bags and I laid them on the counter in my son's hospital room. And the nurses that came in to change him and help with his care during this illness, I just told them, you know, I made some gifts for the nurses, choose one. Oh my goodness, you guys, there was such a great, amazing, it was a hit with them. You know, I don't think a lot of times the nurses that are changing diapers and cleaning up those kinds of messes, I don't think they often get recognized in such a sweet way. So as jewelry makers, it is a very sweet thing that we can do for other people. And so along with this, I had shown, when I did this, I had shown these little notepads that I found that have a loop on them, and the pen it stays there on the notepad. And when you take that out, how pretty of a gift that would be to put in one of our handmade beaded pins. And I found these at a craft store. I found them at discount department stores. If you're one of my American viewers, then you know Marshall's, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and Michael's. So I got so many comments and questions about this that I tried to do some research on where you could order these notepads, and I did not find the exact same thing with the loop, but I found something I think is really cool for jewelry makers. It's a loop that attaches to any notebook, and then you can put your beaded pin in it. So I did a community post and I linked what I found for those of you that had been searching for these. And so this brings me to my next thing. The Magical Mystery Bead Box for this month was really beautiful, called Conservatory. And I decided to do some, I did do a pair of earrings, but mostly I did non-jewelry things. And I started thinking, because of the pens and because of giving them away at the hospital, I started thinking how as jewelry makers, everything in our life should be beaded. So I took paper clips, which can be used as bookmarkers, or if you have work that you need to get to, and I used the beads from the Magical Mystery Bead Box and a button and some E6000 glue. And I did this notebook charm. This is so beautiful. It has a bead frame and some crystals. And so for me, I sketch a lot of my designs before I make them and before I videotape. So a lot of my sketchbooks have this spiral, spiral at the top, but this would be the sweetest gift for anybody, especially if you have people in your life that don't wear jewelry. You can do a set, like a desk set for them, give them a spiral notepad or sketchbook or a planner, make a charm. It just has a lobster claw clasp on it. Make a charm for their spiral notebook, make them a beaded pen, and you could also do like a bookmarker. So if they read or have a Bible or do puzzle books. So any notebook with a spiral, you can add these charms onto, and that's what I did with my Jessie James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box. I did quite a few different styles. This is one of those binder clips, and I just did the charms on one side of the binder clip, and it's still totally usable. Then you can just, put your work, your documents, whatever inside, and if you use it as a bookmarker, you have this beautiful charm section hanging out. And then I even went into my paper crafting supplies where I had some flatter clamps, but really anything with a hole, you can make a little chain, little dangles, little charms, and this is so fun just to stack beads. And so even if it doesn't really have a hole, a button with 4 holes like I showed you and some E6000 glue, and you have points to do your dangles from. So as jewelry makers, don't forget beads and, as jewelry makers, don't forget that our beads can be for other things besides jewelry. So I love to branch out because I make so much jewelry. I really love to branch out into other things in my life. So I wanted to show you also the earrings I did with the Magical Mystery Bead Box because they are gorgeous, and I really love. This was probably the only piece of jewelry I think that I made with the box, but there were these beautiful fern charms and this gorgeous chain that looked just like leaves, and I just put really simple ear wires. Let me slip this one out, and I'll slip this one in and show you. This is so gorgeous, and I just love it. I normally don't wear really big earrings. This is kind of big for me, but I love them so much. And just lean in a little bit. Aren't they pretty? I just really love them. So it was such a good box this month. It really was. And so I'm going to jump to what I have on. This earring is from the Deluxe Check Bundle from DD Beads. It's a first comes, first serve box, and it was wonderful this month. So, that is the set of earrings that I did. And then I'm going to stand up because I'm wearing the necklace that I did with the Deluxe Check Bundle. It has this boho fringe. It's not really a tassel, and a stack of beads. And it's in this beautiful deep turquoise and rich purple, and then dotted with some other colors. And I used coated jump rings in purple to make a chain, and I just had so much fun with this necklace, and I think I'm going to wear it today, but I am going to have to take it off because I have so much to share with you. I did this one just pop over the head. It has no clasp in the back, and it's just I had so much fun with this. It's a mixed media from jump rings connected to components made on wire, to a little bit of waxed cording, the check glass, a few crystals, a few metal spacers. It is all the things. It is truly boho. So I actually have a little hook. I actually have a little hook here. Use this one. I'm going to take that off because I have so much to show you. And I'm not even sure what I'm going to wear today. I'm going to lunch with a cousin that I have not seen in years. And so I do need to decide from all of this what I'm going to wear. But I made this beautiful beaded bouquet stick pin, and I wanted to wear that on. I put on a little bit thicker shirt because I was thinking like on a twin set how pretty that would be. But it's really pretty even just on a shirt, on a dress, on a cardigan. So I'm going to take it off again because I have so much to show you. I don't want to have it in the way of other things as we move along. But I did this beaded bouquet. It is really easy. I hope you don't let the finished product intimidate you, because in the video tutorial, I break it down step by step on how I wrapped every single flower in the bouquet and how I finished it. And my way is not the only way, but it did work out really well. And I want to make another one of these and use it for the top of a glass jewelry box, like use some E6000 glue, not put the stick pin part on it. So that was just a really fun, wonderful project. And if you are new here and you don't know how I do my try-ons, when I edit this video, I will link in the description box underneath this video, in the order that I have shared things, the videos where I made those projects. So if you missed something, or if you are new here, or if you see something that you're really interested in and you want to further breakdown, just tap more under this video and then more again, and the whole list will drop down for you. And I always in my description box have a list of my favorite tools, and anything special that I have found in the jewelry marketplace, I always link that for you guys. So let's see, what is up next? What do I have on my ears? I have on my deluxe check bead box. Since we were talking about bookmarkers and that kind of thing, I get the Potomac Treasure Box every month, and this month they had a laser cut bookmarker with like little flower branch on it, and it's in this beautiful wood. And I just did in my video how I would embellish this, how I added tassels, how I made the chain, and all of that. So this is really easy, and just I have a whole playlist on my channel for how I do different bookmarkers, from elastic cord that go around the book to metal hooks to what do I use? I use satin ribbon sometimes I use satin cord that's round. And this was a new element from Potomac Beads, and that was in our treasure box. So again, don't forget about your jewelry tools and your beading supplies being used for things other than jewelry. Bookmarkers, desk accessories, beaded pens. I mean, you know, I do find that most of us that are creative do more than one art. Like, I'm also a paper crafter. I also do embroidery and sewing, and you know, some other things. I do tatting, which is a really old method of making lace. And I do find that sometimes one art form crosses into another, and I found that with my beads and my paper crafting supplies lately. So the other thing that I did with the Potomac Beads treasure box was this waxed cord, very easy knotted bracelet that has cathedral beads, the Potomac pearls, some crystals, and in this video I did a little special toggle. I made my own little toggle and embellished it with beads, and then made a crystal loop for the closure. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful bracelet. And I even have a few techniques in this video for how to make charms without head pins. So I turned one of the pearls into a charm. I used the seed beads to make a little daisy charm. And it was just a super fun, easy project. And anybody could do this. If you're new to cording, this was not waxed cord, this was a nylon cord that came in the Potomac treasure box, but it worked really well. And again, I break it down how to do your knots. So if you've never done a knotted piece, I really encourage you to give that one a try. It's really great. And then another bracelet that I did that was so cool, this was from our Dollar Bead Club. I get the dollar bead bag and the dollar bead box, and it was basically a stringing project, but I can never just string beads. So there were these beautiful cathedral beads, which is one of my favorite bead shapes. And let's see, I did string one in my pattern, but I wanted to do something special to really highlight those beads. So I made a funky little component for this bracelet and crimped it onto that component, and then used only half of a toggle to go through this loop. If it will go. Boy, you know you can't clasp a bracelet when the video is rolling, but it's really bad when you can't clasp it and it's not even on you. But I just kind of changed up the toggle on this, like used the T-bar of a toggle and then made my own loop, just, you know, for something different and unique and very handmade and artisan looking. So this was all check glass, and a few mother of pearl chip beads that came in the dollar bead box this month, and these nugget beads were in there, just beautiful. And so that was a really fun, really easy project, and doing something with a little twist, you know. And then let's see, what I actually have on is another bracelet, and I called these Color Explosion. I guess I was on the kick of a lot of knotting, because these bracelets are done on a really fine flat waxed cord, and I made little flowers. It's a double strand, and so I made flowers with the 2 strands, and then brought the cords together and added in other components, colorful check glass, some lampwork beads, some seed beads, and I just love the unexpected of adding gold chain as an extender to a knotted project. You don't expect to see that. And then I did another one, and on this one I embellished the chain with these little flowers that I made. Let me pull one out. This little flower I made. And what else did I make? Little stacks of beads. And again, in this project, I showed how to do these little daisies with the 2 strands of waxed cord, and super easy, super fun. And I did a few of them in this video, and they're just delightful. And you could really use up your bead soup on this. You know, you could really get out leftover seed beads. If you like all the mixed colors, you could really just use up leftovers from your other projects, and, you know, just go to town with your project on this. So that was really, really fun. And then I had, let me take these earrings out because I do have a lot of earrings. With the brand new collection from Jessie James Beads, they had, it's called Coquette, and it is a very Victorian slash Marie Antoinette slash 50s, 60s vintage jewelry. And my first project with this collection was these chandelier earrings, and they are so dainty and so delicate. They have the tiniest little pearls in them and tiny little crystals, and it's largely a connecting project. But in this video, I kind of previewed the Coquette collection, and I did get questions. A lot of you were confused about the beads in this collection, asking, was it the Magical Mystery Bead Box? It is not. Every month, just about every month, Jessie James Beads highlights or puts out a collection that is limited edition and very special, and that's totally separate from the Magical Mystery Bead Box. They have specials all the time, but this Coquette collection is just really lovely, very vintage. And like, I don't normally wear chandelier earrings. I don't normally wear really big, bold earrings, but these are so dainty and so lightweight. And as you can see, like, the movement, the movement is just so pretty. So I'm keeping these for myself, and I am gonna wear them. It's so funny, one of you said, oh, you have to wear those earrings right away in the comments. And when I read the comment, I was sitting in the hospital chair next to my son in yoga clothes and exhausted, having sat all night in the emergency room. And I was thinking, oh boy, yeah, those earrings would not be a big hit for where I am right now. If only she could see where I was right now. I did 2 necklaces also with the Coquette collection, and I'm only going to show you one of them because it has already gone onto the Jessie James Beads website, YouTube channel, and it is this really fun, again, a connecting project with some of the amazing bits from the Coquette collection. It had pearls in it. It had these almost cloisonne looking beads. And the cool thing about this piece is that all 3 of the beads in my focal, I have strung through them horizontally, but I've also worked with those going vertically. So I showed in the video how to do this, and this is going to air on my channel as well. And then there is another one that's really stunning, but it has not gone live on YouTube yet. So I'm going to save that one for my next try on video. And then our design challenge kit from Softflex Company this month was called Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, and I did these illusion earrings. There was this beautiful, beautiful 925 sterling silver bead stringing wire. And it really works perfectly with an illusion earring because it does look like sterling silver. And this is a super simple project that anybody can do. This is flat crimping, and like, I don't even think that I did do a magical crimp at the top, or did I? I did do a magically crimped bead at the top, but you could do any type of crimping you want. And it just, there were so many beautiful pearls and crystals and cage beads and different cuts and all, and a little bit of rose quartz. And I just loved it. I loved these oversized pink bicone crystals that were in the box. So this is an illusion earring. So it's meant to look a bit like the beads are floating in the air. And so I did this on my video that I did the unboxing on. And it's a super fun, super easy project. And like, honestly, you could just put on a white t-shirt and jeans, and diamonds are a girl's best friend, and you get that kind of denim and diamonds look, but they're really fun. And you know, you can adjust these. I did them with 4 drops, but you could do more, you could do less, you could make them a lot shorter, you could make them a lot longer if you wanted them to like be even past your shoulder. I mean, you could just have so much fun for this. And if you're making this for, you know, younger girls who are in dance or that kind of thing, you could really personalize it to the colors that they love. It's a really, really fun technique. I did this little bracelet with our curated bead box this month, and I loved the tassels that were in there. And so I just did a little creative embellishment on the top of the tassel, and it really was a simple bracelet because there were gemstone components that already had simple loops and spacers. And I just kind of created a pattern and made components and connected it, and just got this really beautiful, colorful bracelet. You can tell that it's spring. If you would see my work mat, you can really tell that it's spring because everything that I'm looking at is so colorful. So I'm going to go back to Dee Dee Beads. Her deluxe bead box that she does, it is not a subscription box. I'm going to try to clarify for everyone. The Dee Dee Deluxe bead box is not a subscription box. She does do it every month, but it is first come, first serve. It typically sells out because if you know Dee Dee Beads and Stella at all, you know that she is expert at finding very unique, very high quality beads, things you don't see anywhere else. I always say this, I don't know where she sources her beads, but her deluxe check bundle was absolute. I mean, that's a separate box. I am so sorry. This is where the confusion comes in. The deluxe check bundle, I've already shown you what I made from that. This is the Dee Dee Beads deluxe bead box. And it was called Bohemian Carnival, and it was so gorgeous. I literally loved every single bead in the box. And I don't remember in which order I did the projects, but this was a stack of stretch bracelets just showcasing all the beads. And I put a really large jump ring to corral all the bracelets, and then added charms with the check glass flowers and just the little discs. And I loved these brecciated multicolored discs that were in the box. And she has now put these on her website in a lot of different colors. And I've already placed an order because I love those so, so much. And then I also did this boho pendant, again, mixed media, going from metal to a chandelier component to a turquoise oval bead to some waxed cord, some gold discs, some check glass, some crystals. I mean, this is mixed media galore, and it is very boho, and I just love this. I put a really large ring on this side so that if I want to put a leather cord through there, or a gold chain, or another knotted piece with, put it onto a knotted necklace, I have a really nice bail that I can literally wear this pendant with anything. And it was so fun to fit this oval bead, and it was just such a fun connecting project. And I did one other thing with this box. Oh, the earrings. I knew I was missing something. I made these earrings also to go. Oh, I'm missing something else. The earrings just triggered. You guys, I feel tattered. I feel like I'm a disaster. The disruption for almost 3 months now with the hospital visits and the driving to Gainesville, which is a research hospital about 2.5 hours away from me, for those of you that don't know my area. It has been a firestorm of illness and disruption, and I feel I need a haircut. Like, I feel like I need help. So forgive me for being all over the place. I don't even know how I did all of these projects with everything that's been going on, except to say that my jewelry art and my designs and my YouTube channel are maybe my biggest coping mechanism, or one of them. It's how I survive everything. I keep my mind busy on things that are not dark. This is positivity for me. And the beads are happy. This is no exception. This was also part of the DD Deluxe bead box. Like I say, happy beads, colorful, elegant, and the handiwork and the designing and creating the bead patterns is better than any medication for me. So I've made a lot of jewelry, and I think that is because there's been a lot going on, and when I can't sleep, I'm either sketching, designing in my head, or sitting here stringing. And I don't even show you, half of what I've actually made. This is just my recap of my videos. But this is the coolest piece. So I've already shown you the earrings. These gorgeous antique brass sticks were in the box, and these brecciated, colorful He/She discs were in the box, and I love them, and I want to see them and play with them. So I did a little section on this necklace with a pattern of some O beads and some discs and those disc beads that were in the box. But what you see that it's attached to is one of my interchangeable chains. So this is simply a brass chain that is gold plated and e-coated for anti-tarnish, and there is no clasp in the back of the head. It's long enough for me that I can just pop it over my head. But these two lobster claw clasps are gold plated, decorative, and I can unhook before I unhook it, let me show you. Let me stand up and show you. So I just love long necklaces. And so this piece is down low enough where I can enjoy these beads, because I absolutely used every single one of these beads in my projects, from the earrings to my bracelets here to this. I didn't have a single bead left over. I just love these so much, and I'm waiting for my order to come in. Stella put more of these on her website in different colors. But I've done this design before. I can unhook these lobster claw clasps, and I have a base necklace here in my favorite metal. And I always say I'm a gold girl, but if you love silver, if you love bronze, if you love antique, like that antiqued, the patina with the green patina, you could do a chain with that. You could do copper, is really pretty. But then I have a base chain here that I can connect anything else to. And I made this from one of the 2 boxes that I get from the Craftica company. And this particular add-in section is a mix of gold and silver. So the little dots of gold make it just perfect to add this on to my chain. And I've actually done 2 of these. This one, because of my design background, I guess, I see things with scale in mind. So, but this one is a little bit thicker chain. The Sassy 60s bead box. And it was my first bead box that I've ever done from Sam's. And I mean, I just love it. I've done so many pieces. I have 4 videos coming with these beads. I'm gonna slip off my boho stack. I've been wearing these a lot. They're really, really fun and comfortable and easy on and off. I am so sorry, you guys. I am still dealing with the after effects of having been sick. And the reason is that I haven't had a chance to rest and recover because of everything else going on. So I really apologize for the way that I sound and the tattered way that I look. But back to Sam's bead box. So I did this gorgeous cuff bracelet, and it also has an extender chain on it, which I put it on backwards. The way I do my bracelets with my chains is lay the chain across my wrist, and then you have something hanging onto the chain, and your hand is free to do your lobster claw clasp. And so then I just you know, am able to clasp it. But I did this bracelet with Sam's bead box. It was so gorgeous and colorful. I did 2 pairs of earrings, and these are beyond simple, but I absolutely, be still, I absolutely was insane about these teardrop beads. They are one of the prettiest pieces of check glass I have ever seen. And I started to play with putting bead caps on them and stacking some little discs on top. But in the end, they're so pretty. They just didn't need anything. Just the bead just floating at the end of a gold downward rod. And what I did with these is put them on my gold-filled interchangeable lever back ear wires that I love. I have a few pairs in my jewelry box. And then when I get these gorgeous boxes in, I make my earrings without an ear wire every single time, and I can just easily change them out. And this is what this looks like. I absolutely love it. I think it's a little bit minimalist, but it still makes a statement. And occasionally I wear my hair down, and they look really good when you have longer hair to your shoulder. So that is my beautiful drops. And I just had these downward rods in my stash, but in the video where I made this necklace, I made these little components out of wire for the necklace. And if you don't have a finding like this in your own stash, you could very easily make this earring with a piece of wire and just do the drop. But I had these and I just thought they were so cool. I just love them. And then I did another pair of earrings that I love equally as much. There was a beautiful strand of faceted Amazonite in Sam's bead box. Look at that, you guys. This is a front to back earring. So I took a little stardust ball for the top, a little piece of soft flex wire in the matching color, and a number 2 crimp tube, and used my magical crimping plier, and I just strung the Amazonite dotted with gold, and it is attached on this end to an earring back that is made for drooping ear piercings. It just has that larger loop. And what happens with this is it's an instant gemstone hoop earring. You put the stardust post in, and then just bring your back up to the back of the post just like you normally would, and voila, a gemstone hoop earring. Did I take the other one off? Yes, I did. They're just gorgeous. I absolutely love these. If you, I did order these special backs that are for droopy piercings. I did order them, but I have made these before with the regular old-fashioned earring backs, you know, the that go on any post. Make sure it's not twisted. Normally I would be doing this in front of the mirror. I can't tell if I have it on properly, but it's a super fun, easy way to make a hoop earring, and very easy on and off. And if you like to keep a pair of earrings in your tote bag, or if you know, go on a road trip or anything, I love this because I don't stand a chance of losing an earring back or an earring post, you know, in a hotel room or in a guest room somewhere. So I love those for that. And then I have just posted this morning. I'm pretty sure this will go up on YouTube before my try-on video, but I did this amazing bracelet with Sam's bead box. It has the little bird sitting on top of a seed bead bow, and his friend is hanging from the branch. I called this flower power. I used a beautiful gold, like an old world gold button in very free form shape. Focus. It looks like it's not focused. And I just stacked a few of the discs and the bicones and the seed beads and just made an interesting little element coming out of the loops of the button. And then on this end, I used the same beads to create my loop. And it's so pretty and so dimensional and just beautiful. I wanted to try a knotted waxed cord piece where my bird would sit up like that, because the holes go through the center of the bird, and if you string it through the hole, he's going to lay horizontally, which is okay. I have done that, but I came up with a way to make this bird sit up, and it's just beautiful. And it's a mix of all the colors in the box this month, and it just turned out great. I love this project. So I think I just uploaded this to YouTube, so I think you will be seeing the video for this before you see my try on. I always film my videos anywhere from 2 weeks to a month ahead, so I get lost sometimes in what went up where, and it's a good thing that I do, because I am caregiver to my son, and lately especially things are happening that are out of my control, and this way there's no dead air on my channel. So let me see where I am in my try on. Oh, I have all the necklaces over here. So I'm going to just slip this one off, this Sam's Bead Box necklace, while I have this chain on my neck, because with last month's Dee beads, I think this was the Dee's Deluxe Bead Box. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this was the check bundle. This was the bead box. I did another add-in section for my necklace. So let me stand up again and show you how easy this is. I just highly encourage jewelry makers to create a base necklace for yourself, because if you get even 2 or 3 bead boxes a month, I mean, I get a lot of them because I have a YouTube channel and I review them for all of you. But, you know, even if you get 2 or 3 bead boxes a month, you're getting a steady flow of beads. And this way you can make pretty necklaces, like just an add-in section, and add it to your base necklace. And you don't have a lot of chains hanging in your jewelry closet. But also, you don't need as many beads, because the body of your necklace that goes around your neck is already done. And so this is what I had left over. And I did another little add-in section for, you know, one of my base necklaces. So I am going to have to take this off, because the next thing I have to share with you guys is so cool. I don't even know, this came into my mind, but like I said, I've been sitting in a hospital chair, and I've always bring my sketchbook. I have like a mini sketchbook that's in my tote bag when I know I'm going to be sitting for a long time. So I'm going to give you a close-up look of this. This is a very unusual lariat necklace. I wanted it to be dainty, minimalist, delicate, lightweight, but I still wanted it to look like metal, like have the sparkle of gold. So this is just a little seed bead pattern that I made this necklace out of, and let me unhook it. It comes down to, at the end, to this loop. And in the stringing pattern, I determined where I wanted it. I have a button. And so let me turn the back over for you. And the seed beads just, it looks like it's not focusing again. Let me try this. Is that better? So I just continued stringing the button on, and then continued with the seed beads down the length. And when I got to this end of the lariat, I put a little coin pendant that I brought back from the island of Murano in Venice, Italy, and some check glass beads. I made a couple of little components, a little ring here, and this is the coolest necklace. All you do is put it around your neck and take this loop and loop it over the button, which is strung on this side. And it's falling in the wrong place for the shirt that I have on, but it is so pretty. If you had a boat neck shirt, and you could do this, like you could make the button, you could string and put the button down here, or you could, if you like more of a choker, you could do your button up here. And it's a Y necklace slash lariat necklace. And again, my special thing that I love that I brought back from my last trip to Italy is down here where I can see it and play with it, and, you know, hold it in my hand during the day when I look down it's a Mille Fiori pendant that I brought back from Italy. So I love this, and this could not be easier. If you can string beads on, and what did I even use? I forget what I used. Let me look and see. Oh, I used my Soft Flex 49 strand bead stringing wire. So if you can string beads and you can do a crimp, you can totally do this project. It is just a stringing project. It's so easy. Oh, my squeaky chair. It's so easy and so fun. And then while we're on the subject of interchangeable, let me get my next 2 necklaces. So this was another design idea that I had, And I thought about 2 different ways to do it, and I could not decide which way I would prefer it, so I did it both ways. So the first version of this is another, just a very delicate seed bead chain, if you will. I suppose you could use a chain as well if you like this design, but you don't want the seed bead part. But I really liked it because I'd already done a couple of base necklaces with chain. And then when you come down to the end of the stringing, it's also a loop and 2 loops, exactly the same premise idea. Let me take it off. Just 2 loops. And this is my Soft Flex Gold 49 strand flexible wire. I can't wait for this to come back in stock. It's my favorite bead stringing wire of all time, which is saying something because they make so many beautiful colors as well. But so this again being my base necklace that I can just put around my neck. And then my add-on section on this one was a glass flower garden. And I had a little ceramic bird, so he is hanging from the flowers, and I used a glue-in end cap and a couple of jump rings to get the orientation and a button on each side. And these buttons are from the craft store, little metal, really soft buttons, and I got a whole card of them. So the reason for that is I can, as many buttons as I have that fit into these loops, I can make all different add-in sections for this necklace as well. And my intention is I want to do a white and gold flower garden. I want to do like a white and gold add-in section for this. And then who knows, depending on my bead boxes that I get in, you know, I may do other colors. This one is all multicolor. And again, this is so fun. I did this one on satin cord. It's the satin cord that I use to make my bookmarkers. You see them on my bookmarker playlist a lot. And so I have this little add-in section, and I can, you know, keep making pieces for this because my 2 loops that go over the buttons, and I just made sure that I have more buttons. So as I said, I could not decide how I wanted to do it. So my second version of this is reversed. My second version of this has the buttons at the end of the chain. And then my add-in sections will all have a loop. So let me show you this one. These were so fun, and you know, they're kind of clever and unique. They definitely look artisan, but anybody could do this. So on these, the button, I showed how I accomplished getting the button right at the end of the cord, and I put a few little seed beads to embellish the button. And it is the same thing where I'm taking my little flower garden, and I did this with my other box that I get from the Czech Republic from Craftica. And I can't remember, one is called Bohem Style and one is called Czech Beads Exclusive. And right now at this moment, I can't remember which is which, but I get both boxes and they're both packed with Czech glass. So there is my add-in section with the button at the top, but I didn't stop there. There were tassels in the box this month and some little flowers, and I took a few scraps of chain, another one of my pretty lobster claw clasps, and did this kind of tassel add-in. So I can clip this over my cord in any spot on this necklace. Up here, I kind of like it asymmetrical, or take it off, or I have this little tassel pendant that could go on any of my other chains. And I do want to show you one other thing. Let me go back. I showed this in the video, but I want to put it on for you. I want to show you this. So with this one that has the buttons here, I'm going to take these loops off and set aside my glass flower garden. And I made this pom-pom bead. And I did it just crazy. It's just crazy with loops and little flowers on the ends, and it's just full and just crazy. And so the cool thing about this is this necklace with the loops can easily be a pendant necklace. So what I'm going to do, it's another one of the buttons, and I'm just going to put one loop over the button, just like that. And then I'm going to bring this loop over and put it on the button as well. And now I have a pendant necklace. Isn't that cute? It's so pretty. And I think I want to do another one of these because if you know me, you know I like them really long. So I think I'm going to do another one of these and make it even longer. And then I have more interchangeable options. But this is so fun. And, you know, I did this pom-pom crazy, busy, full, and fluffy, but you don't have, you could do it really small and petite. You could put this little button on the top of any kind of a drop or dangle if you're a bead weaver and you do a pretty beaded bead. And then you have a really cool way and a secure way. It's really secure when you have the loops over your piece like that. It's really, really secure. And I just love this soft flex wire. You can cover the wire with seed beads if you want to, or a wire or French wire, but I love the color of the soft flex wire, and it's just perfect just the way it is. So I did these pieces just like that, and I have a couple more add-in section. This was also with Sam's Bead Box. Another of my knotted cord necklaces, but I just happen to have a cord in my stash that matched this marigold donut bead just absolutely perfectly. And so on this one, I let the cord show in my stringing. And this one also has no clasp. I did a faux situation back here, and it just pops over the head, and it's another like really boho chic little pendant necklace. And like when I was making this, I was thinking how cute this would be if you just had like a long white swimsuit cover up. If you like to sit on your patio, just to pop this over your head. Or, you know, I go to the beach with my friends, and it's so nice to, you know, have something that you made to just pop over your resort wear, a white t-shirt and shorts, just so sweet. I really loved that. And let's see, let me not forget anything like I did last month. I wanted to show you guys what I did. It's a little bit of a departure from all the color for this spring, but this was my bargain bead box project. This, it was so pretty, this April Showers box. And when I was looking at this, I was thinking all the elements are so lovely together. The little umbrella charms, lightning bolt charms, the little cloud charms, the colors of the beads that looked a little stormy. And I was thinking, if I start separating all of those themed charms, you're gonna lose the beauty and the whimsy of the box. So I did a little section that's like a charm necklace. I used some chain from the box to have the lightning bolts hanging down a little bit lower than my other drops, and the cloud toggle, platinum plated cloud toggle that was in the box was just too pretty to be on the back of the neck. So I did it, I put it as a front closure. So I just put the cloud on the front and put the T-bar through, and so it's really easy on and off because it's in the front. But this is a little charm necklace, and again, I can look down and play with the umbrella and with the little lightning bolts and all of the bits and pieces. There were some little gemstones in the box that I just did simple loops, and just like, it's full and pretty, and this platinum plated toggle is right in the front where I can see it. So it was a really easy, fun project, and stunning, and, you know, like really wearable. I actually had this stainless steel chain in my stash from the sister website to Bargain Bead Box. It's called Bead Box Bargains, and that's what I used for the back of the necklace. And let's see, I think one more thing, and then I really am done. I wasn't really behind this month, but as I said, I kind of went like crazy making things. I can't stop making things. Ever since I was a little girl, I have been making things. Even if I didn't really have supplies, I would invent my supplies. And as I've gotten older, it's gotten even worse. I'm no better. My adornable elements this month, I do the rotating clubs. If you're not familiar, they are one of the oldest bead companies, and I think maybe they were the first, or one of the first, but I think the first one to do a bead box every month, a subscription box. And I contacted them because I really wanted to get organized with my seed beads, and I was planning to get the seed beads of the month. Every month they curate a beautiful collection, but when I started looking at the different beads of the month that they offer, they have one called Hot and Trendy, which is the upcoming, like the brand new bead finishes and shapes that are in the jewelry marketplace. They have gemstones of the month. They have several different seed beads of the month, and I can't remember what else. So I decided to rotate because I couldn't decide if that I just wanted seed beads. And this month I got Botswana Agate Beads of the Month Gemstone Club. So I made this gorgeous bracelet. I added in some of the items from Jesse James Beads because they have a beautiful collection of pearls on their website right now. So I used some of the pearls from Jesse James Beads, some of the mother of pearl components. Even in my little cluster here, there is the Botswana Agate faceted beads and the little bits from Jesse James Beads. I really wanted to use some of the things that I had received this month from the companies that I work with. And so I put two of them together this month, and what a beautiful marriage. The Botswana Agate star cut beads and these oval beads and the pearls is absolutely stunning. And I decided to do the extender chain version because I love it so much, and I love that it gives me a special place to do a dangle and a special wrap on my pearl. And then I also did another kind of a version of the front to back earrings. I used a Botswana Agate faceted coin bead for my front part of my earring, and I used the chip beads on a chain to do the stack for the back of my earring. And so I have front to back chains and lots of dangle, and this design is such a great way to showcase a gemstone, a special gemstone bead, because you can really see the gemstones, and they're lightweight and like every day. I have worn these quite a bit since I made them. And when I made these, I had the idea that if you didn't want the back chain, because I ordered these backs, these are silicone backs that are also for the droopy ears with a little loop that's supposed to hold your earring up, but it's a nice size loop and perfect to add in some chain. Let me get my hand behind it. And I was thinking that if you wanted to make these interchangeable, you could set this part aside, the back chain, and just put this front chain with like the coin bead is what I chose, and then put a regular back on it and almost have two different looks with the same pair of earrings. Because, you know, I did take the regular backs off of this in order to do this special silicone back with the loop. So you could really make this interchangeable, and what a fabulous gift this would be if you made, you know, a couple of drops. If you get a couple of these and make one front chain earring and give the person a few chains that they can switch around for the back of their earring, what a beautiful gift that would make to lay that in a little velvet box and give somebody a whole set of like interchangeable earrings. I just love this idea, and it was so simple, you guys. This is another thing where anybody can do this. If you have basic jewelry tools of making a simple loop, and if you can open and close a jump ring, you can make this earring. It's so easy, but it looks like fine jewelry. So let me see, let me have a scan of everything. I sometimes put my camera down to show you what I'm about to try on, but it was a lot this month, and I didn't really think it was going to be because, again, I've had this situation running in the background of my life. And so also, I just want to mention that I was contacted by a company. Many of you have seen it, but there's a lot of new people joining us on our little channel here. And so for those people, I review pretty much all the bead boxes every month and try to give you design ideas and project ideas with them. But I was contacted by a company that sells jewelry tools on Amazon, and in with these projects I reviewed two different sets of jewelry, and they're both great. The one that's in the pink and black zipper case was my favorite, and I do travel with my friends to beading workshops like in South Florida. We'll spend a couple of nights, and I always pack a tote bag with with my jewelry supplies and things in it. So that's what I'm going to keep for my, my beading workshops when I travel with my tools. And the other one is just a beautiful set. The tools were a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier, but I did review it. I showed it to you in detail. I made a project so you could kind of see how they work. And like those are, even had linesman's pliers in that second set in a wooden block where you organize your tools. And if the whole family does different crafts and different projects, it would be a great set for the whole family to use. So you'll see the links to those appearing under my videos now in the favorite tools section, because I did do a review for you guys. And I hope it's helpful. I feel like a YouTuber or a channel that you come to know a little bit and the person's work and the way that they do things, that it's much better to see me show you something, show you the boxes, show you the beads, than it is to plunk around at random on a website ordering things that you're not really sure what they are. You hope for the best when you spend your money and you end up sending things back. I feel like it's a win-win because it helps my channel when I review things and share the links with you, but then you see what you're spending your money on and make good choices. So I just want to say again, I've said this before, because there's so many of you that are so faithful and so supportive in this community, and like you really feel this sense of sisterhood and brotherhood, those of us that make things and these creative minds like come together and we just care for each other. But just because I show a lot of things, it's my job to share that with you. It's supposed to help you make good decisions. It doesn't mean that you have to buy everything that I show. If you are a person that can buy every single thing that I show you, that is awesome. I love that. But I know that I probably am correct in saying that's not most of us. It's not me either. If it wasn't my job, I wouldn't, be buying all of these things either. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I do read every single message that I get from all of you. And I care very much about all of you. I really try to, interact and answer everyone's questions and be authentic, tell you the truth, what's going on. And so, I just wanted to say that because some of you are just so supportive. You would never miss a video, never miss commenting. And I receive gifts from all of you and cards and emails, and I just love it. And I really, honestly, I think it's incredible. I am just a mom and a caregiver, and I'm getting older, and this is my passion project. It's a lifelong journey for me to have landed on YouTube after decades of making jewelry and designing and going to school for design and all of that. And it just surprises me that people want to be here, and happily, it's a happy surprise. So I just want to thank everybody. I don't ever want you to think that I'm not grateful for all the support, and so I just always have to say that because it can't go unsaid. So I thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry for the long video. I'm thinking that maybe I am going to have to do these a little more frequently because I just make too much jewelry and it makes these videos so long. I'm going to say one more thing. Stella and I are ready with our next collaboration box. It's a really special box. It has much higher quality, more expensive items in the box than we have done in the past, which is saying something because we always do quality. We do not put junk in our boxes. But this one is really special, and I have already sketched, I think 5 different projects with the box. So there will be a lot of videos coming for that box, and you will find those designs and those videos on my playlist that is called Pearls Reimagined, not your Nona's Pearls. It went out of my head for a second. I designed that playlist for 2025 because pearls are a huge trend this year, but they are very avant-garde now, and it is not your Nona's little string of pearls with knots in between. And I'm sharing design ideas to really have updated, relevant, current pieces of jewelry that include the gemstone of pearl. They're precious and beautiful and classic and timeless. So these designs from my collaboration box with DD Beads are going to appear on that playlist as I do them. And the box will only go for sale once I have aired my first video where I unbox it and reveal it. And after that, I don't know how fast they will sell out. So you can check my community tab on YouTube. You can also, if you are on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, but Stella posts the information on Facebook. It's a first come, first serve box. We do expect it to sell out. The price point is a bit higher than our past boxes, but you'll see why. If you're one of the ones that wants it and you get it, you'll see why. And I think it's going to be really worth it. So we're working on that right now. And, you know, I'm just going to say again, if you don't want the box or you can't get the box because it has sold out, then you know, I hope you'll get inspiration from the designs and still be part of the community and still watch and enjoy the videos. And I encourage people to look at the design idea, look at maybe the technique and go into your own stash, because everybody has a little stash. If you've been making jewelry even for a month, you end up with a stash of leftover beads, and see what you have and, you know, try to do your own version of the idea if you like the project. So look forward to that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are not, and hit the bell notification. And I thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, friends.